Hello students, lecture number 3, Forex Management. I am sure first and second lecture you have understood properly. I once again say that for any difficulties you have to go to lecture number 1 and go through the theory first before you start solving the problems. Once you know the theory, problems become very simple, as you have seen in the first 8 questions that we have done. Theory does not come to an end over here, it will continue, but in every problem there will be some new points that need to be discussed, some new ways of writing the foreign exchange rate depending upon the type of problem, the type of question. So it is important to understand the different varieties of questions that we are having in Forex management. So a lot of questions will be done. Again, a little bit of theory will be done in this lecture, and then we will proceed with more advanced level problems, with more of theory and in depth of questions on Forex management. So let us start this lecture, lecture number 3 on Forex management today. Lecture 3, before I start with question number 9, I would like to do some calculations and show you and work out certain things so that you understand the adjustments which are given in the question. Okay, so first let us try to take that into consideration. Let us, for example, say that some rate is given to us. Okay, so suppose let us say that I am given $1 is equal to rupees 73. I am taking simple figures, I am not taking the decimal part. And you are told that in this particular calculation, suppose the adjustment says that rate of exchange is likely to increase or is likely to appreciate. The word is appreciate by 10%. They have just given the rate of exchange is likely to appreciate by 10%. What does this mean? It means that whatever is the rate given, now what is the rate given? $1 is equal to 73 rupees. First of all, let us understand this. What is the 73 rupees? The 73 rupees is the value of $1. 73 rupees is the value of $1. Okay. So, if I say that the rate of exchange is going to appreciate by 10%, then that means the 73 is going to increase by 10%. Okay. So, these are the adjustments which are likely to come and interpretation I am telling you. So, I will say that okay, now after appreciation, $1 is equal to 73 plus 7.3, 10%. So, $1 will be equal to 80.3. 80.3 rupees. Okay. So, the first adjustment that I have given to you, I said that rate of exchange is likely to appreciate by 10%. Now, suppose I say, this was one adjustment. Suppose I tell you that dollar is going to appreciate by 10%. Dollar is going to appreciate by 10%. Then what? Then also answer is same, because this is the value of $1. 73 rupees is the value of $1. If that is going to appreciate, then definitely that 73 plus something, plus 10% will come. This is the value of dollar. Dollar value is going to appreciate. So same as above. Suppose I say rupee is going to appreciate. Rupee is going to appreciate by 10%. by 10%. Then how to solve the problem? In that case, what we do is, we say that if rupee is going to appreciate by 10%, rupee, then the thing that I will derive is dollar is going to depreciate by 10%. Dollar is going to depreciate by 10%. Because what I am having is not the value of rupee here. It's not the value of rupee, this is the value of $1. Okay. So if rupee is going to appreciate by 10%, it means that dollar is going to depreciate by 10%. Correct, na? So then what I will do, then I will say $1 is equal to 73 minus 10%. So that is going to be 65.7. 65.7. So in this way, the calculations will be done, the interpretations are to be done. Okay, so there will be several problems where interpretation becomes very important. They will not give you what is, therefore you have to understand what is going to appreciate, what is going to depreciate. Okay, now this is one way of writing, that I directly give you appreciate and depreciate words, so you know how to deal with them. Now suppose I don't use the words appreciate and depreciate, and I take the same examples now. Okay, I take the same examples, the same value, that is $1 equal to 73 rupees. But now I use some different words over here. What are the words that I'm going to use? I'll say that strengthens. Instead of saying appreciate and depreciate, I will say strengthens. What strengthens? Let us see. I say that rupee is going to strengthen by 10%. That means rupee will become stronger by 10%. What does it mean? That dollar will become weaker by 10%. Because I don't have the value of rupee, I have the value of $1. I don't have the value of 1 rupee. So rupee is going to strengthen, that means dollar is going to weaken. Rupee is going to strengthen means dollar is going to weaken. It is going to become weaker by 10%. So it will be $1 is equal to 73 minus 10%. So what did we get? We got it as 65 rupees 70 paise. But if I say dollar is going to strengthen, then it will be plus 10%. So as one currency appreciates, the other currency depreciates. In other words, as one currency appreciates, the other currency depreciates. Similarly, as one currency strengthens, the other currency weakens. So this is the interpretation that will require in the problems to come. And of course, the things that we are going to see now will also be relevant to what is going to be solved in the question here. So one more thing that I want to do is, one more interpretation I want to show. Suppose I give you spot rupees to dollar is equal to 73. 3 month forward. I am giving you the rate rupees to dollar is equal to 75. Okay? I ask you as to what is the rate of increase? What is the rate of increase, or what is the percentage of increase that has taken place? Now you have to tell me whether it is at premium or at discount. Now I ask you, first thing that you have to remember. I ask you whether dollar is at premium or at discount. If dollar is at premium or at discount. Okay. Now if I ask you this question, first what you will have to do, rate is given in this order. I will rearrange it as 1 unit is equal to how much? So I say $1 spot, $1 is equal to 73 rupees. And 3 month forward, $1 is equal to 75 rupees. Now I can understand. Whether dollar is at premium or a discount. Now value of $1 is now 73 rupees. Value of $1 is 73 rupees. It has increased to 75 rupees. So I can conclude from this that dollar is at premium. Dollar is at premium. Now I ask you, what is the rate of forward premium? I ask you, what is the rate of forward premium? Rate of forward premium of dollar. So in that case, your formula will be forward rate minus spot rate upon spot rate into 100 into 12 by 3. Why? Because this is a 3 month forward rate, no? It's a 3 month forward rate. So I want on percentage on per annum basis. So you multiply by 12 by 3. Suppose it is one year forward. Suppose this is given 1 year. After 1 year it is going to be 75 rupees. Then you don't have to multiply by this 12 by 3. Since I have given to you this particular part as 3 month forward, then you have to multiply this by 12 by 3. Now what you have to observe here is I have asked you the forward rate of premium, rate of dollar, which is the per unit figure here. Rate of dollar, which is the per unit figure here. Okay. But if I ask you rate of forward premium or discount of rupee, then you will say, what, sir, if dollar is at premium, then rupee is at discount. Fine. Calculate the rate and tell me. Now your calculation formula will be spot minus forward upon forward into 100 into 12 by 3. You say, why, sir, why spot minus forward upon forward? Because now we are calculating the premium or discount of the first currency, this currency. So when it is of the first currency, home currency, normally it is home currency. First currency is normally the home currency. If it is of the first currency, then it is spot minus forward upon forward. If it is of the second currency, which is a per unit currency, per unit of dollar, this is 73 rupees per unit of dollar. If I am calculating the forward rate of premium of dollar, that is the second currency, per unit currency, then it is forward minus spot upon spot. But if I am calculating of the first currency, home currency, then it is spot minus forward upon forward. This is one very important thing that you have to keep in mind when you are solving the problem. Now when you calculate this, you will get a minus figure. This will always give you a minus figure. Why? Because spot minus forward, 73 minus 75, will always give you a minus figure, and that minus denotes that it is a discount. Minus denotes that it is a discount. Okay. So with the help of this, now I am going to solve further questions on Forex, and we start with question number 9 first. and then we will go on to the remaining part. Question number 9. Let us see what is given. Exporters Company, a UK company, is due to receive 5 lakh Northland dollars, it is a currency, in a 6 months time for goods supplied. The company decides to hedge its currency exposure by using the forward market. 6 months time. Okay. The short-term interest rate in UK is 12% per annum, and the equivalent rate in Northland is 15%. They are not given per annum, but it is per annum. The spot rate of exchange is 2.5 Northland dollars to the UKP. Now I have to solve this question. First thing that I will do is, I know that rates of interest are given. That means I have to calculate the forward rate, the 6-month forward rate, with the help of interest rates. So my way of writing the currency is 1 unit of currency. What is the currency given as? 2.5 Northland dollars to the UKP. So how do I write this? It is Northland dollars. UKP means pound. How do I write pound? It's the pound. Is equal to 2.5. This is how I write it. Northland dollars to pound is equal to 2.5. So when I am solving this type of question with interest rates given, how do I write? I say 1 pound is equal to 2.5 Northland dollars. 1 pound is equal to 2.5 Northland dollars. Okay. Now, to calculate how much exporters company actually gains or loses as a result of the hedging transaction, if at the end of 6 months the UKP in relation to the Northland dollar had gained 4%, pound has gained 4%. So this will be 2.5 plus 4%. Pound has lost 2%. Pound has lost 2% to 2.5 minus 2%. And pound has remained stable. So pound is equal to 2.5 Northland dollars. Okay. So first I will calculate the 6-month forward rate, and then I will see the 3 cases which are given to me. You may assume the forward rate of exchanges simply reflects the interest rate differential between the 2 countries. That means we have to calculate the forward rates with the help of interest rates. Okay. So in that way I will be calculating. Let us see. First I write spot rate. Northland dollar to the pound is equal to 2.5. Northland dollar to the pound 2.5, which means that 1 pound is equal to 2.5 Northland dollars. 1 pound is equal to 2.5 Northland dollars. Interest rates will write. UK interest rate is 12% per annum, so for 6 months it will be 6%. Northland it is 15% per annum, so for 6 months it will be 7.5%. 6-month forward rate, what will happen now? 1 pound is going to increase by 6%. So 1 plus 6% will give me 1.06. And 2.5 is going to increase by 7.5%. Okay, so that will come to 2.6875 something. Yes, 1.06 Northland pounds, 1.06 pounds equals to 2.6875 Northland dollars. I want the value of 1 pound, so divide by 1.06. So you will get 1 pound is equal to 2.5354. 2.5354. Okay. Up till here it is clear? Fine. Now let us see the three cases, pound gains 4%, pound loses 2%, and pound is stable, then what will happen? Three cases, pound gains 4%, pound is lost, losing 2%, lost 2%, pound is stable, that is, it is 2.5. First, what I do? Expected spot rate. Now, actually, the forward rates are calculated by me, and I've got the figure as 2.5354. But expected, if it is going to gain by 4%, then what is the expected rate? If it is going to lose by 2%, then what is the expected rate? If it is going to remain stable, then what is the expected rate? So, expected spot rate at the end of 6 months, 2.5 plus 4%, 2.60, 2.5 minus 2%, 2.45, and remain stable, that means it will remain 2.5 Northland dollars. Now, amount receivable in pounds at the expected spot rate. What is the total amount? 5 lakhs. 5 lakh Northland dollars. Okay. So, here what is the meaning of this? It means that 1 pound is equal to 2.6. Therefore, Northland dollars. Therefore, if I want to convert 5 lakh Northland dollars, 5 lakh Northland dollars, then how much pounds will be there? How much pounds will I receive? So what do? I divide 5 lakhs by 2.6. I divide 5 lakhs by 2.6. So that I will get as 1,92,307.69. Same way in the second case, I will divide 5 lakhs by 2.45. 5 lakhs I will divide by 2.45. I'll get the amount as 2,04,081.63. And the third one, I divide 5 lakhs by 2.5. I'll get exactly 2 lakhs. Okay. Now, forward rate as calculated above. These are the expected rates. If I had entered into a forward contract, my rate would be fixed. What would be the rate? 2.5354. Correct? In all the three cases, it would be 2.5354. Expected rate we have calculated. Forward rate as per the interest rate differential is 2.5354. Amount receivable in pound at the forward rate, if hedging was done, then 5 lakhs I will divide by 2.5354. In all the three cases, I would get the same answer, 1,97,207.54. Now, let us see profit or loss. Since I have done hedging, that means I have taken a forward cover, I will be receiving 1,97,207. I will be receiving this figure. If I had not taken, I would have received this figure. So by taking the forward cover, have I benefited? Answer is yes. Because I am getting more now, I am receiving more now, it is receivable. So I am receiving more because I have taken a forward cover. When I have taken my forward cover, what does it mean? It means that I have locked my rate of exchange. So in future, whatever may be the rate of exchange, I will get at 2.5354. Correct? So since I have locked my rate of exchange, I will be receiving 1,97,207.54. Had I not locked that rate, had I not entered into a forward contract, I would have got 1,92,307. So by taking forward cover, I have made a benefit, I have got a profit, and that profit is equal to 4,899.85. Okay, let us take the second case. Because I took a forward cover, I will be receiving this. If I had not taken a forward cover, I would have received 2,04,000. So by taking the forward cover, I have suffered a loss. So that is 6,874. Since it's a loss, I have put it in bracket. Difference. Since I have taken a forward cover, I am going to receive 1,97,207. If I have not taken a forward cover, I would have received 2 lakhs. So by taking forward cover, I have suffered a loss again of 2,792.46. So my taking a forward cover will benefit only if the pound gains by 4%. Only if the pound gains by 4%, then only I will make a profit. In all other cases, I will suffer a loss. Okay, so that is my conclusion here. If they ask you to write the conclusion, you can write the conclusion. Conclusion is what? That hedging will be beneficial only if the pound gains by 4%. If not, in the other two cases, we would have suffered a loss. Point is clear. Let us come to question number 10 now. Question 10. Question 10, they have said, Fleur du Lac, a French company, has shipped goods to an American importer under a letter of credit arrangement which calls for payment at the end of 90 days. The invoice was for rupees $1,24,000. Presently, the exchange rate is 5.70 French francs to the dollar. French francs to the dollar. So how do we write this? We write this as French francs per dollar equals to 5.7. If the French francs were to strengthen by 5%, so how do I write this now? I write this as $1 equals to 5.7 French francs. So the French francs were to strengthen by 5%, then dollar will weaken by 5%. What would be the transactions gain or loss if in French francs? If it were to weaken by 5%, if French francs were to weaken by 5%, then dollar will gain by 5%. All calculations to be made in francs per dollar. So first what I write, given spot rate. French franc to dollar is equal to 5.7. French franc to dollar is 5.7. Which means $1 is equal to 5.7 French francs. Okay. Now the first case was French francs strengthened by 5%. French francs strengthened by 5%, that means dollars will weaken by 5%. So write down. If francs strengthen by 5%, if francs strengthen by 5%, it means that dollars will weaken by 5%. Dollars will weaken by 5%. Therefore, $1 is equal to 5.7 minus 5%. $1 is equal to 5.7 minus 5%. So that is $1 will be equal to 5.42 French francs. Okay. Second part was if francs weaken by 5%. If francs weaken by 5%, then dollars will increase by 5%. Dollars will strengthen by 5%. So $1 will be equal to 5.7 plus 5%. $1 equals to 5.7 plus 5%. So $1 is equal to 5.99 French francs. Okay. Now profit or loss. They have asked us to find out profit or loss. Fine. First write amount receivable at spot rate. What is the spot rate? 5.70. Amount receivable in francs at spot rate of 5.7. How much is that? 1,24,000 into 5.7. 1,24,000 into 5.7. That comes to 7,06,800. 7,06,800. Next, at the expected spot rates, that means if the franc strengthen by 5%, that means it becomes 5.42, then what? If francs weaken by 5%, that means the rate comes to 5.99, then what? Amount receivable in francs at expected spot rate. Amount receivable in francs at the expected spot rate. So first one, it will be 1,24,000 into 5.42. That will be 6,72,080. Second one will be 1,24,000 into 5.99. That comes to 7,42,760. So the spot rate, you would have got 7,06,800. But at the expected spot rate, that means if the franc strengthen by 5%, you will get only 6,72,080. So here there would be a loss. Here there would be a profit. Okay? So gain or loss. 34,720 loss and 35,960 profit. So had the franc strengthened by 5%, French francs, if they had strengthened by 5%, you would have suffered a loss. If they had weakened by 5%, then you would have made a gain. So normally you will be asked questions of this type where they will ask you whether hedging was beneficial or not beneficial. One type of question that we had done in the earlier question, question number 9. Second type of question, where expected spot rate in the future it would have fluctuated, then what would have happened? That type of question. So both we have done. So now let us move to question number 11 and see what is different over here. A company operating in a country having dollar as its unit of currency has today invoiced sales to an Indian company. The payment being due 3 months from the date of invoice. 3 months. The invoice amount is $13,750 and today's spot rate is 0.0275, equivalent to 5 lakhs. So let us see whether it is correct or not. If I take the rate 13,750 and I divide by 0.0275, I get exactly 5 lakhs. So that is a rate, that is a spot rate. So this is your spot rate. 0.0275 is your spot rate. So 13,750 when you divide by 0.0275, you will be getting 5 lakhs. Or you alternatively 5 lakhs into 0.0275, you will get 13,750 exact figure. So that is the spot rate. That is also called as now the rate at which the dollar would be exchanged for rupees as of today. It is anticipated that the exchange rate will decline by 5%. See, I have given to you now. At the beginning, I will explain to you what is the meaning of this. Exchange rate will decline by 5%. What is this 0.0275? It is the value of 1 rupee is equal to 0.0275 dollar. Exchange rate will decline by 5%. That means 0.0275 is going to reduce by 5%, minus 5%. Okay? Over the 3-month period, and in order to protect the dollar proceeds, the importer proposes to take appropriate action through the forex market. Forward rate is given to you. This is your forward rate, 0.0273. You are required to calculate the expected loss and to show how it can be hedged by a forward contract. Okay? So forward rate is given 0.0273. Spot rate is given 0.0275. Expected is to decline by 5%. So 3 rates are there: spot rate, forward rate, and expected spot rate in the future. Okay? So let us see how to solve this question. First, I write spot rate. 1 rupee is equal to 0.0275. Then I write forward rate. 1 rupee is equal to 0.0273. Then I calculate expected spot rate. 0.0275 minus 5%. So that comes to 1 rupee equal to 0.0261. So I've got spot rate, forward rate, expected spot rate in the future if the exchange declines by 5%. If the value of rupee is going to decline, the importer has to pay more in rupees, that means more amount of home currency for the same amount of dollars. Okay? So, it means that he will have to take a forward cover. So now what we are going to do, if forward cover is not taken, that means if hedging is not done, what would be the amount that is going to be payable? And if hedging is done, what would be the amount that is going to be payable? Both we will calculate, and then we'll find out whether hedging is useful or not useful. Okay? So right now, if the Indian rupee is going to decline, the importer has to pay more. The importer has to pay more in rupees for the dollars due. In rupee for the dollars due. Now, in these type of questions, I will tell you there is a particular method of solving. I will have to take 2 cases. If hedging is not done, that means no hedging is done, I don't take a forward cover. Then in that case, I will compare spot rate with expected spot rate. No forward cover, no? So forward rate is not going to come. Spot rate with expected spot rate. If hedging is done, then I will take spot rate and forward rate. If hedging is done, I will take spot rate and forward rate. So combination will be, if no hedging is done, then I take spot rate and expected spot rate. If hedging is done, I take spot rate and forward rate. Okay? So case 1, no hedging is done. If no hedging is done, what are the 2 rates that I will take? Spot rate and expected spot rate. No hedging is done. Spot rate is 1 rupee equal to 0.0275. Expected spot rate 1 rupee is equal to 0.0261. At spot rate, what is the amount payable? 5 lakhs. Amount payable at spot rate is 5 lakhs. Expected spot rate. Expected spot rate is 0.0261, which means that for 1 rupee, it is 0.0261 dollars, isn't it? So for $13,750, how much amount of rupees I should pay. So I will divide 13,750, I will divide by 0.0261. So amount payable at expected spot rate, divide 13,750 divided by 0.0261. That comes to 5,26,820. 5,26,820. So if I did not enter into a forward contract, and if I did not lock up that rate of exchange, I have not entered into a forward contract at all, then in future, when the rate is going to be 0.0261, that means it has declined, the exchange rate has fallen by 5%, then I would end up paying more amount. So in that case, I would be suffering a loss. So if I did not take a forward cover, I would suffer a loss. How much loss I would have suffered? I would have suffered a loss of 26,820. 26,820. Okay. Now let us see, if hedging is done, then what happens? Loss is not eliminated, but loss is reduced. By how much? That is my concern. Is that going to be beneficial or not? That is my concern. Okay. So second I will take, if hedging is done. What are the two combinations here? Spot rate and forward rate. So I will write down spot rate and forward rate. Spot rate 1 to be equal to 0.0275 and forward rate 1 to be equal to 0.0273. Amount payable in rupees at spot rate is 5 lakhs. Amount payable at forward rate, divide 13,750, you will divide by 0.0273. So here also you are having a loss. But has that loss reduced or not? Correct now? It has reduced. So loss reduces means that we are getting a profit. By entering into a forward contract and locking up the rate of exchange, I am making a profit. I am able to reduce the loss, which means I am making a profit. Let us see how much is that profit. If the hedging was not done, the loss would have been 26,820. If the hedging is done and I enter into a forward contract, the loss is 3,663. 26,820 minus 3,663. That means actually there is a profit, there is a gain, or there is a reduction of loss by 23,157. So right now. Therefore we can conclude that. If the company enters into a forward contract, the expected loss would reduce by 26,820 minus 3,663. 26,820 minus 3,663. That is 23,157. 23,157. So this is a type of question. Typical examination question. If hedging is not done, then what would be lost? If hedging is done, then what would be lost? Are we going to get any benefit? If yes, then how much? So if hedging is not done, you will take the combination will be spot rate and expected spot rate. If hedging is done, what is the combination? Spot rate and forward rate. Okay? Clear? Question number 12. X Limited, an Indian company, has an export exposure of 10 million, that is 100 lakhs. 1 crore yen, value September end. Yen is not directly quoted against the rupee. That means cross rates. There is no direct connection, cross rates. The current spot rates are rupee to US dollar 41.79 and yen to US dollar 129.75. Only one rate is given. If two rates are given, I say bid will be equal to reciprocal of ask, and ask will be, all those things are not required. There is only one rate given. So that rate will become reciprocal. That rate will become reciprocal. Okay? It is estimated that yen will depreciate to 144 level and rupee to depreciate against dollar to 43. Forward rate for September is given. This is the forward rate. You are required to calculate the expected loss if hedging is not done. So I will do two cases. Hedging is done, hedging is not done. How the position will change by taking forward cover? By hedging. Then, if the spot rate on 30th September was actually it is this rate, then is the decision to take forward cover justified? So first what we have to do? No hedging, hedging, difference. Then, if the actual rate is something else, then did the hedging help us or not? Okay, that is the expected spot rate is fine. First of all, now what we have to do is, we have to get the spot rate in actual format. Now we are given rupees to dollar and yen to dollar. We are given rupees to dollar and yen to dollar. Both are ending in dollar. So what do? I take a reciprocal. If one was ending in dollar, the other was starting in dollar, I would have taken multiplication of the two. Now I will not take direct multiplication. I will take first into reciprocal of second. So let us see how to solve. Write down first. It is a case of cross rates. It is a case of cross rates. Spot rate is given to me rupees to dollar 41.79, yen to dollar 129.75. Both are ending in dollar. So this into reciprocal of 129.75. 41.79 into reciprocal of 129.75. So that is equal to 0.3221. That is spot rate. Then I calculate expected spot rate. Given to me rupees to dollar 43, yen to dollar 144. Again what I do? 43 into 1 upon 144. So that comes to 0.2986. Then I calculate forward rate. Forward rate. Rupees to dollar, yen to dollar. So rupees to yen 42.89 into 137.35. 1 upon 137.35. Reciprocal. So I get 0.3123. So my first job will be to calculate the spot rate, expected spot rate and forward rate. Now if no hedging is done, combination spot rate and expected spot rate. If hedging is done, combination spot rate and forward rate. That is why I require all those three rates first. Okay. So let us do the first part. If no hedging is done. If no hedging is done, two rates, spot rate rupees to yen 0.3221, expected spot rate rupees to yen 0.2986, amount receivable in rupees at spot rate 1 crore multiplied by the rate and at expected spot rate it would be 1 crore into 0.2986. So if I have not taken the forward cover, if I had not gone for hedging, then I would have suffered a loss of 2,35,000. I was supposed to receive 32,21,000. I have received only 29,86,000. So there is a loss of 2,35,000. That is if no hedging is done. If hedging is done, the two rates will be spot rate and forward rate. If hedging is done, spot rate and forward rate. Amount receivable at spot rate is 32,21,000 and at forward rate it would be 31,23,000. Still there is a loss, but a loss is only of 98,000. Losses of 98,000. Earlier the loss was 2,35,000. So now there is a benefit of 1,37,000. Correct now? So if the company enters into a forward contract, loss is reduced to 98,000. That is reduced by 1,37,000. Now, if the actual spot rate, that is the expected spot rate, is what they have given, then what would have happened? Okay, let us see. If actual rate on 30th September was, rupees to dollar 42.78 and yen to dollar 137.85. Rupees to yen would be 42.78 into 1 upon 137.85. So that would have been 0.3103. At the spot rate, I would have received 32,21,000. But now I will be receiving only 31,03,000. So I suffer a loss of 1,18,000. Now the question is, if I had taken a forward cover, is that justified? Because the actual rate is now 0.3103. So did I make any benefit by taking a forward cover? Yes, because by taking a forward cover, my loss was 98,000. Now what has happened? The loss has gone up to 1,18,000. So if the forward cover was not there and this was the rate, then I would have made a loss of 1,18,000, which is 20,000 more than I had taken a forward cover. So by taking a forward cover, I have saved the loss of 20,000. Loss is less by rupees 20,000. So right now, yes, the decision to take forward cover is justified. Since the loss is less, by rupees 20,000. As I told you, typical examination question. Practice this type of questions more. Any problem? Let us go to question number 13 now. a customer with whom the bank has entered into a 3 months forward purchase contract for Swiss francs of 1 lakh at the rate of 27.25 comes to the bank after 2 months. What you have to keep in mind? You have to keep in mind that it is actually a 3 months contract. He has come again to the bank after 2 months. That means there is still 1 more month to go for the contract. And requests the cancellation of this contract. On this date, the rates prevailing are spot, that means after 2 months, spot rate was 27.30, 27.35, 1 month forward 27.45 and 27.52. What is the loss or gain to the customer on cancellation? First, I want to find out what is the rate applicable for the transaction. Customer with whom the bank has entered into a 3 months forward purchase contract. Bank has agreed to purchase. Bank has agreed to purchase at 27.25. So customer has agreed to sell at 27.25. So bank is purchasing. That means customer is selling at 27.25. Now he is coming and saying that I want to cancel this contract. So bank will now sell. Bank will now sell. Reverse. Customer will now buy. Bank will sell. We are supposed to look at the rate from the bank's point of view. Bank will sell to ask rate. Ask rate means after 2 months, 1 month forward ask rate. 1 month forward ask rate. 27.5. So the rate applicable is 27.25 original and afterwards it is 27.52. So customer has originally sold at 27.25 and is now buying at 27.52. So customer will make a profit or he will suffer a loss. Definitely he will suffer a loss because he is selling at a lower rate, buying at a higher rate. We are looking at it from customer's point of view, not bank's point of view. Customer is selling at 27.25 and buying at 27.52. Correct? Have you understood the question? First understand the question. Clear? Right. In the given problem, customer has agreed to sell 1 lakh Swiss francs. Customer has agreed to sell 1 lakh Swiss francs. At 27.25. This is from customer's point of view. From bank's point of view, bank has agreed to buy. Now customer has asked for cancellation. Customer has asked for cancellation of this contract. So customer will have to enter into a reverse contract. So customer will have to enter into a reverse contract. That is to buy at 27.52. Customer is going to buy, so bank will sell. So this is the ask rate. Okay. Customer originally sells at 27.25. So 1 lakh into 27.25. He receives 27 lakh 25,000. Customer now buys at 27.52. So he buys at a higher price. So there is a loss to the customer of rupees 27,000. There is a loss to the customer of rupees 27,000. Okay, simple question. Read the questions carefully, read the question thoroughly before you start solving the problem. Understand, interpret and understand the question first. Question number 14. Market is important. Why it is important? Because there is a concept involved here. Let us see what is the concept. Problem looks small, but there is an important concept here. United States is selling in India, in United States dollar, the dollar sign is missing. United States dollar is selling in India at rupees 45.50. If the interest rate for a 6-month borrowing in India is 8% per annum and the corresponding rate in US is 2%, do you expect dollar to be at premium or at discount in the Indian forward market? Whether dollar is at premium or discount. Second, what is the expected 6-month forward rate for United States dollar in India? Forward rate, how to calculate? With the help of interest. What is the rate of forward premium or discount? Of what? Of dollar. Now, what they have said, so the first question is important. They are asking whether the dollar is at premium or at discount. Now, this involves a theory which is called as interest rate parity theory. Interest rate parity theory. That I will do in detail afterwards. But the main point of that theory, the main summary of the theory, the main important point that is required for this particular question is that if the interest rates of two countries are given, definitely one will be higher, one will be lower. Now in this example, India is having a higher rate of interest and US is having a lower rate of interest. What the interest rate parity says, the interest rate parity theory says that the country having a higher rate of interest will have its currency at forward discount. Country having a higher rate of interest is high, then the forward currency will be at discount. And it also says the country having a lower rate of interest, 2%, will have its forward currency at premium. And how much will be that premium or the discount? It will actually be, more or less, it will actually be around 6%. You will say 6%, why 6%? 8 minus 2. Interest rate differential. 8 minus 2. It may not be exact 6%. It may be 6.03% or 5.97%, but around 6%, approximately 6%. Okay, so it is called interest. It is said that the forward premium or discount will be the interest rate differential of the two countries. The forward premium or discount will be the interest rate differential of the two countries. The first point, what did I say? I said that country having higher rate of interest will have its currency at forward discount. Second, I said that country having lower rate of interest will have its currency at a forward premium. So India is having a higher rate of interest, its currency will be at forward discount. US is having a lower rate of interest, so its currency dollar will be at forward premium. So you can directly write the answer for the first one. Since dollar is having a lower rate of interest, the currency will be having forward premium. Currency will be at forward premium. Okay. Now, what is given to us? Rupees 45.5. That means rupees to dollar is equal to 45.5. And we are saying that dollar is at premium, and we are asked to calculate rate of forward premium. For a rate of forward premium of second currency. So formula is forward minus spot upon spot. Now you understood why did I explain to you all those things at the beginning of the lecture? That is because the application of that is going to come in the problems now. Okay, so let us now see how to solve this entire problem. Write down first. Since the interest rate in US, is lower than the interest rate in India, we expect US dollar to be at premium in the Indian forward market. Spot rate is equal to $1 is equal to rupees 45.50. $1 equals to rupees 45.50. Interest rate in US and India. Write down US and India. Interest rate 2% per annum, 8% per annum. We want the forward rate for 6 months. 6 months forward rate. So for 6 months the rate of interest will be 1% and 4%. At the end of 6 months, what will happen? $1 will increase by 1%. It will become 1.01. 45.50 will increase by 4%. So that will come to 46.85. 47.32, sorry. 47.32. Now divide 47.32 by 1.01. 47.32 divided by 1.01. So $1 is equal to 46.85. Forward rate $1 is equal to 46.85. Now to calculate the rate, the percentage, I told you approximately it will be 6%, but I cannot tell you exactly 6%. Approximately 6%. It may be 6.04, 6.03, 5.95, 5.97, very close to 6. Rate of forward premium, and in bracket you write dollar per unit figure. Formula: forward rate minus spot rate upon spot rate into 12 by 6, because this is a 6 months calculation, into 12 by 6. I want on a per annum basis, because interest rate differential is on per annum basis now. 8% and 2% it is per annum. Substitute, evaluate. So you get 5.93. Clear? Question number 15. Question number 15. Excel exporters are holding an export bill in US dollars 1 lakh due 60 days hence. They are worried about the failing USD value, which is currently at 45.6 per US dollar. 45.6 is therefore the spot rate. The concerned export consignment has been priced on an exchange rate of 45.5. Now, this 45.6 is your spot rate. This 45.5 is your invoice rate. That is a new rate called invoice rate. The firm's bankers have quoted a 60-day forward rate. Forward rate is 45.2. Calculate rate of discount quoted by the bank. Probable loss of operating profit if the forward sale is agreed to. First, let us write down the three rates. Rate of discount will be rate of discount of dollar, because dollar is a discount, isn't it? Value of dollar was originally 45.6. It has come down to 45.2. So that means there is a discount, isn't it? So we are asked to calculate that rate of discount, the percentage of discount. So first let us write down the three rates which are given to us. Spot rate is 45.6. Spot rate 45.6. Forward rate 45.2. Forward rate 45.2. Invoice rate 45.5. Invoice rate 45.5. Rate of discount quoted by the bank. This is rate of discount of dollar. Rate of discount of dollar. Forward minus spot upon spot into 365 by 60, because they have given in number of days. They have not given a number of months. So into 365 by 60 into 100. Forward 45.2 minus 45.6 upon 45.6 into 365 by 60 into 100. So you get minus 5.34. That minus indicates the discount. Now, second part of the question was to calculate the probable loss of operating profit. Since we have entered into a forward contract, that means the forward rate is going to be applicable for us, that is 45.2, when we are going to receive. When we are going to receive. But invoice value was how much? 45.5. That means there will be a loss. Invoice value was 45.5. And I have entered into a forward contract at 45.2. So what we are comparing now is not the spot rate and the forward rate, the invoice rate and the forward rate. Probable loss of operating profit. Invoice value 1 lakh into 45.5, that is 45 lakhs 50,000. Forward value received 1 lakh into 45.2, that is 45 lakhs 20,000. So loss of operating profit. Loss of operating profit 30,000. Okay? Clear up till here? So we have learned something new. Calculations, hedging, without hedging, invoice value, all these things we have done. So that means we have done something new as compared to what we had done in the last lecture. Again, there are a lot of new things to be studied. This is not the end of it. Theories are yet to come, and you will have to do more theories, more complicated questions. But if you are doing it systematically with me, I have told you from day one, do it systematically with me. Go to your lecture number 1 always, revise the theory, entire theory again, and as and how we are solving the problem, write down, make a note of whatever important things I have told you during the lecture, because some things cannot be written, but they are explained to you during the lecture. So make notes of that when you are solving the problems, so that at the time of examination you remember those points. Okay, so I end this session here. In the next session I will be again going to start with theory first. Lot of important theories to be done. Impact of interest on foreign exchange rates, impact of inflation on foreign exchange rates, interest rates, inflation, how we arrive at foreign exchange rate. So all these things are again to be done in the next lecture. So till the next lecture, stay at home, stay safe. God bless you. Thank you.